In 2019, these were the top busiest airports in the world. But in April of 2020, an unlikely challenger emerged and took the top spot. Anchorage Airport became the busiest airport for a short period of time. And the reasons why it became the busiest are why Anchorage should be on your radar. Flights into and out of the 520 U.S. airports fell 55% in April 2020 compared to April 2019. That's 2.5 million fewer operations. All that translates to a huge monetary loss, a $125 billion loss of revenue, to be exact. And the start of 2021 isn't looking much better. So it was shocking to a lot of people when news came out that while all the giants were failing, the tiny Ted Stevens Anchorage Airport was bustling. Right now, Anchorage is operating far beyond its normal capacity. According to FlightRadar24.com, ANC had 948 aircraft arrivals and departures on an April Saturday. Compare this with the 682 aircraft arrivals and departures at London's Heathrow Airport. So why has it been able to keep on thriving? While there are clearly fewer people flying, there is something else that needs to get from Asia to the US, and that's cargo. So let's say that we are the pilots of the Cheddar cargo Boeing 747, bound for Memphis International Airport. We take off from Tokyo at 8 a.m. with 126 tons of cargo and 63,000 gallons of fuel. We then slip into the Pacific Polar Jet Stream, the most common route across the Pacific. By the time we reach about here, we only have a third of a tank of gas left, not enough to reach our destination. That's because, to boost revenue, Cheddar Cargo decided we should carry an extra 100,000 pounds of cargo instead of extra fuel. So we need to stop and refuel, maybe defrost from those Arctic winds. We need somewhere with long runways, over 10,000 feet, and not too far off the direct route. So we stop at, bingo, Ted Stevens Anchorage Airport. It's only 100 miles away from our route and has all the infrastructure we need to refuel. Although some carriers do choose fuel over cargo, it's significantly more economical for cargo haulers to carry heavier loads and less fuel. Anchorage's particularly long runways, one at 12,400 feet, and relatively few weather-related delays, due to its location at the base of the Chugach Mountains, makes it the easy spot to refuel. The Anchorage Airport is a prime location for our modern trade routes. In fact, according to the airport, it's 9.5 hours flying time from 90% of the industrialized world, equidistant between Tokyo and New York. ANC Airport Director Jim Cisniak calls Anchorage the center of the air cargo world. And he's not wrong. The airport estimates it is the entry point for about 80% of Asian cargo into the US. In 2020, more than 2.5 million tons of cargo had touched down at Anchorage, a 13.6% increase over 2019. At the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of that cargo was N95 masks, surgical masks, and cleaning supplies. But Cisniak has reported that cargo plane traffic has remained above average due to increased online shopping numbers. And while the COVID-related shutdowns won't last forever, and Anchorage has already given up the title of world's busiest airport, that doesn't mean it won't continue to be a cargo hotspot. There is set to be more than $500 million of private development and expansion projects. Companies like Alaska Cargo and Cold Storage, 6A Aviation, FedEx, and UPS have all put forward plans for expansion. FedEx and UPS in particular already have established facilities at the airport and are preparing for more. This is a huge deal for the airport and for Alaska as a whole. This influx in cargo flights has allowed for more jobs in a time when they're desperately needed. And it also means that the Anchorage Airport will continue to be an even bigger player in the aviation industry, especially for the US. It will likely be able to hold its own against the airport's 5 times its size. Let us know in the comments what you think about this video, and make sure to tune in to Cheddar's Who Knew, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We'll see you next time!